I put on for my city, even more for my company. The war might get ugly, fight it until we comfortably sitting in position. Our faces all on our currency. Fuck the opposition, we cooking them like the oven beat. Wanna be a soldier? I show you this coming up with me. What you wanted, that fly living with fly fingers, fly women and fly linen that fly with us. Ride with us, cause if you down, you die with us. Come supersize and stir with pride, nigga. Gotta spaz on them, the only way that I do it. I keep the flow fluid, pull up in the base Cuban, hop out with the same type mask that pain uses. I was born in the dark, we changed to it. Rappers went soft out here when we raised music. Stay true with no skinny jeans or tight lenses. Beam on the chopper like a lightsaber. Yeah, like a Jedi, power and Darth Vader. Shot, giving you double like bar waiters. Cutting off haters, traders, no more favors. They wanna get with us, we making them sign waivers. I don't make trap rap, this is that big cat rap. Do it for the niggas, Mark Berg up in they backpack. They tired of the projects, feeling just like a lab rat. Second from the Pyrex, wondering where they pass that. But we passed that, I'm just telling you what I'm mad at. Remember, used to seal them things tight in the glad wrap. So my demographic is soldiers that had a transit. Pistol in the package of dreams that live lavish. No family, no team, but had to manage. We get them off the streets and get the niggas established. Getting back to business and getting really good faggots. No homo, where you ride a Caposo Polo. Cause we out here battling dragons but not Komodo. That's like the choke Eric Gardner while others snapping photos. The demons that betray Von Martin up in the coffin. Coming for my portion, so hand it over with caution. Cut all your antics and semantics out going rampant. With verses written by the hand of God like 10 commandments. These booty bandits in a panic, then they acting frantic. The world's tired of that GMO, they want organic. A biomaster to a bad situation tragic. This ain't invasion like we landed from another planet. A boss mechanic, always classic, you don't want no static. With so much flow to flood the city like that rich Atlantic. Psychosomatic, dynamic, cut from another fabric. The Lord's bringing justice, vengeance for like an Hispanics. White folks are manic, satanic in all their ways and tactics. 400 years of oppression is crossing the Atlantic. The systematic practice got us all ass backwards. He kills us all and acts like we're the real savage. Please excuse me, I'm about to make another status. Fuck America, hashtag the white life matters. They want our head like John the Baptist. White America, been afraid of the blackness. On trackless, got us on the FBI blacklist. Prices coming back to knock the world off its axis. Try to sleep on me and I'm flipping over your mattress. Iverson flow, just go, I skip practice. You fake bitch tendencies, nigga, you an actress. Things just ain't the same for rappers. Ever since the game, I've taken over bodies practice. Culture keys, blood-sucking demons, Count Dracula. It's time to flip it back like the spatula. Spectacular vernacular, rhymes that'll damage her. Sucker MCs can't contend, don't got the stamina. They only in it for the cheese like the lab rat. These niggas been ducks. Aflac smoke so sick, I don't go closely with a hazmat. You spit that raw hardcore, you scared of the backlash. Wanna clash, homie, we can crash like the NASDAQ. All people royalty and we about them like ASCAP. While you transfer, matter of fact, you the ass back. Right? We're independent taking over, we don't rock with you. So they want a nigga taken out like the Apocrypha. Don't think I won't hit you cause I'm popular. Ty War been ready for war, and so is Costiza.
Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barak Atham, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham Bashem Yahushai, to all the sisters. I'm priest and officer of 1,000 Kamadah, holding it down for the Lashawan Qadash from Southern Cali, and we also holding it down for Vegas. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth, we've been defending the truth, and we've been saying that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The Bible, again, it's the biblical, or the biblical history is the records in the history of so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. In there, you're going to find our culture, our identity, which is our inheritance given to the Lord. And with an inheritance, you also have a language. And that language is the Lashawan Qadash. That's why we have these classes. The Lashawan Qadash is a language that's been here since the beginning, and is going to remain until Christ comes back. And we're going to rule, right? When we rule, that's the language that's going to be spoken. There's not going to be no more Spanish, English, none of that garbage, right? The Yiddish is gonna go away. The modern Hebrew, right? The Lashawan Qadash is what's known as the biblical Hebrew, and that's what we teach here, right? And we are giving so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans their culture back, right? That is, in order to have an identity, you have to have a language, right? Every race of people have their own language. There's only so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that don't have their own language due to the fact that we've been conquered and oppressed by every nation that's under the sun, right? So this is the Lashawan Qadash, right? Lashawan Qadash. We have it both in the ancient Hebrew and the Assyrian, and we also teach the Assyrian because that is what you read when you go and you buy a Torah, right? This is what the Hebrew that's found in there. These characters. You're not going to find the ancient characters, but we also teach the ancient characters because that is our characters, right? This is the Assyrian Hebrew, which was how do you say during the Assyrian captivity. This is the Assyrian that was invented, right? And the brothers and sisters, or the brothers that invented this Hebrew, hated the man that was in charge at that time, which was David, right? So nonetheless, just because we have Torahs, modern Torahs, I would say, because these are the characters that are found in there. But nonetheless, we teach it just like it is in the ancient or biblical Hebrew, which is the law. That would be considered a law. To the oppressor, that's pronounced a different way. To us, that's a shah. That's the same thing, a shah. A wa, a na, right? To them, they have little vowel systems, which there is no vowels according to the biblical Hebrew, right? That's something made up and added on by the oppressor. A qua, a da, and a sha, right? So here, what is being read from right to left, because everything is done from right to left with the Lord, is Lashawan Qadash, which if I was to spell it out for you to be able to read, I'll say in English, this is how it would be pronounced: Lashawan Qadash. And the root word for Lashawan is Lashan, which means tongue, right? So it's what the tongue does, and the tongue moves to create sound. So like to create language, I would say, to create language. Qadash means separate, set apart. So there's a language, right? Qadash in the English is holy. Holy means separate or set apart, which is a language that is separate and set apart unto Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why? Because we are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. We are a family. There is no difference between a Black and Latino, a Latino and Native American, right? There's no difference between a Haitian and a Dominican, no difference between a so-called Mexican and Central American, South American, right? There is no difference. We are the same. So like we always do, we're going to go into the writing out the characters and pronouncing the characters. I'm an Assyrian. All right, so we're gonna go over these characters. This is what they look like. We're gonna pronounce them out loud. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, qua, ra, sha, tha. Again. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka. La, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, qua, ra, sha, tha. The only difference is that in the Assyrian characters have 5 extra characters. The ancient has 22 characters. The Assyrian has 27 with the extra 5 characters, which I'm gonna underline. I'm gonna underline the characters the Ka, the Ma, the Na, the Pa, to Za. These are the characters. These 5 characters are Ka, the Ma, the Na, the Pa, and to Za. I have underlined in the blue for the reason that these characters are only seen in the beginning or middle of a word. Now, same characters. Right, these same characters have a double character, and the characters that I have underlined in the red are only going to be used at the end of a word. Right, the Ka, same Ka, the Ma, the Na, the Pa, and to Za. Right, they look slightly different. Right, the Ma almost looks the same, just this one overlaps and it comes halfway in. Right, and over here, it starts up here, but it goes around and it comes all the way over. The Na, right, the Pa, and to Za. So these characters, again with the blue underline, are seen at the beginning or middle of a word. The characters with the red underline are only seen at the end of a word. I'm gonna leave it up while, like every Friday or every Saturday, it's the Sabbath service, and we read 49 verses. This week we are reading starting at Genesis 50 and 14, and we're reading through Exodus 2 and 19. I'm gonna choose a few verses to go into, that's covering these 49 verses. So this week I'm reading starting off at Exodus 1 and Exodus 1, Salakia. We're going to start at verse 9. Verse 9. Just bear with me real quick. Just bear with me, Salaka. Let me get these verses. So Salaki, while before we go into these scriptures, I'm gonna just cover up a little bit of what happened up to this point. Right, this is when so we read how Jacob met his son once again, Joseph. Right, Joseph made Egypt prosper because the Lord was with Joseph, and the Lord revealed the faith of what was to come to Egypt. Right, he had a dream. So up to the point, he was like the second man in charge in Egypt under Pharaoh, and Jacob and his sons came to Egypt. He blessed Joseph's sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, and now his father had passed away. His father had passed away. The Israelites went back to Egypt, and they were afraid that their brother Joseph was gonna take vengeance for what they have done, the evil thing that they have done to sell them into slavery. But Joseph had great brotherhood. He forgave his brothers, right? He forgave his brothers. Joseph passed on, and this is now where we at with Exodus, the first chapter. So we're going to Exodus, the first chapter, and we're going to do verse 9. We're going to do verse 9 in the Hebrew. So once again, this week, for the Sabbath service, we are covering Genesis, Genesis, 50, 14 through Exodus 2 and 19. Right, but in between these 49 verses, I'm going to cover a few verses in between. So I'm doing Exodus 1 and 9. Right, 1 and 9. In the Hebrew. Waya Amar, everybody who's been tuning in week after week should know what Waya Amar means. Waya Amar. And he said, ow. Ow unto Imwa. His people. Hana. Behold. I'm the people Banya of the children Yasher Allah of Israel Rob more Wa Itazawam Wa I Tazawam and mightier Mum Nawa than we. Mum Manawa than we. Than we. So in the Hebrew, Waya Amar, Al, Anwa, Hana, Ain, Banya, Yasher Allah, Rab, Wa Salakia, Wa Aitazawam, Mum Nawa. So we have Wa Ya Amar. So the Wa is a preposition, it means and. And we have another preposition, the the Ya, which means he. And he, the root word is Amar. Let me see. I can use the root word. I'm going to use green. So the root word is Amar, said. And he said, Waya Amar, Al, unto. Al can also mean, let me double check it before I say it. Means people. I'm people. Now we have a possessive. A possessive is so a prefix. Preposition is like a prefix. The why is there's a list, right? I could send it to you if you drop your email. You give it this list of the prepositions and the propositions, right? So the why is a preposition to mean and. The ya is a preposition to mean he. So now here we have a proposition. Salaka, a possessive. Salaka, a possessive. So a possessive is like a prefix. Possessive here means his. Right? So the wa as a possessive could mean his, he, or his. Right? Ha na. That means behold. I'm. You have I'm here. People. Banya. Banya. So the like so banya, the root word is bun, which means son. All right, so the children. Yashar Allah, that's Israel. Rob, can mean much, many, exceedingly, more numerous than, right? Much, many. Wa, here we have a preposition, and I tazawam. So the root word is I tazawam, which comes from the word is I tazawam, which comes from the root word I tazam. So I tazawam, which means mighty, right? And mightier, mum nawa. So the root word is mun. Okay. So mum nawa, the word is mun, which means than. It means among, with, from, that. Select it. Where did I see it? It means than in the form of comparison. Than, more than, right? Mamnawa, than we. All right, so let me go into Echelon Model 1, Yashubakata, Officer Oscar Ward in the house. So let me present the blue letter. Mum Nawa. I'm going to do verse 9. First, I'm going to read verse 8 to give you the context of, and he said unto his people. Who is the his people? Right? So the context, it says, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. So this is speaking about the new king over Egypt. And he didn't know Joseph, right? He didn't know how Joseph, the good works that Joseph did and how he made Egypt prosper. He didn't know how Joseph knew what the dream that Pharaoh had meant. The seven fat cows and the seven skinny cows meant that there was going to be 7 years of um, what's it called, Salakia, a prosperity and 7 years of famine. And Joseph came out with a system of everything they grew, they everything they harvest, he put it into storage. And while the whole world was faced with famine, Egypt prospered because of Joseph. The Lord was with Joseph, and because Joseph stored all the goods while everybody was suffering, Egypt grew in power. So we're reading verse 9. All right, so you go to forward line. You go to forward line, and you know at times this will be clicked on there. We don't do the little dots. Right, that's the bastard way. Right, there is no vowels, there's only consonants. So you do forward line because it's going to show you just how it comes up here when you read it in the Hebrew. Is broken down here. Right, so waya amar, again, the wa is a preposition to mean and, the ya is a preposition to mean he. Amar means said, speak, utter, right? And he said, so again, the context of he is Pharaoh, the new king of Egypt. And he said unto his people, who are his people? The Egyptians. Salakia. Waya Amar Al, which means unto. I'm what? I'm is a root. Here you have the root word down here. I'm, which means people. The wa is a possessive to mean his. I'm what? His people. Hana, behold. I'm, that's the people. Behold, I'm the people. Banya, it means the children, sons. Yashar Allah of Israel. Rab, which means more, many. So like, let me go. So you click down here and you go to the Strong's H7227 for the word. Rab, which means many, much, many, great. All right, or more. Rab, wa, that is and, again, the preposition to mean and. I tazawam, mightier, from the root word itazam. I tazawam, mightier. Mamnawa, right? Mamnawa, then we. So Pharaoh, seeing how, let me see if it goes into it. Salakia. Okay, it'll go into the next one. So we're gonna do the next one. Salakia, let me see something. So it'll break it down on the next verse. We're gonna go to verse 10. Salaki, verse 10. Let me get the big screen right there. And the reason I chose these scriptures is because this shows the spirit of America, right? The Bible says, I'll get that precept at the end of the class to show you that what we're going to cover in today's class, even though we are going to read it in the Hebrew and then, help you so you can understand it in the English. I'm going to show you that what we are going to be reading today or covering today and tomorrow is the same spirit of America. So Exodus 1 and 10. Exodus 1 and 10. All right, there we go. So, lock it. Let me see something. So, Habha, come on. Come on. Na, Fa. Na, Fakama. Hakam. So, na, Fa, Hakam. Na, Fa. Na, Fakama. Na, Fakama. Let us deal wisely. Let us deal wisely. Lawa with them. That is the wisely with them. Pun. Lest Yarabah they multiply. This they multiply. Wa Haya and it come to pass. Kaya when Vakwarana Vakwarana there falleth out Malachma Malachma any war Wa Wanasa that join gum also Hawa they I'll unto Shanaya Nawa Shana Ya Nawa our enemies our enemies. Wa na lakam. And fight Banawa against us. Against us. Wa Allah and so get them up. Get them up. Man. Out of Ha Arataza. The land. Yeah. Right, so Habha, Habha, Nathak, Kama, Nathakama, Lawa, Hawa, so like a pun, pun, Yaraba, Yaraba, Wahaya, Kaya, Takwa, Ra'ana, Malakma, um, Wanawasa, so like a Wana, Wanasap, so like a Wanasap, Gam, Haya, so like a Hawa, Al, where am I at? Al, so like Shana, Yanawa, one Sanaya Nawa, one Nala Kum, Banawa, wa Allah, Man Ha Arataza. So I'm going to read it in the English. I forgot to read it in English on the other one. So verse 10, Exodus 1 and 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. So let's go into the blue letter. So we're going to do verse 10 in the blue letter. So like haba, which is the root word yahab, H3051. So it tells you the it's used in the following manner. It means to give. You can use it in this manner: to give, to go, bring, ascribe, come on. All right, come on, which is one time, which is in this verse. Give out, set, take. That's right. So come on. So come on. Na, tha. So like nathak, na, ma. So like a nathak kama, which is the root word is chakam. So like a chakam. Right? So act wisely. To be or become wise, act wisely. As I said, let us deal wisely. The root word is ka kam, which is wisely. Let me see something. Salakia. Let's see if there's any. No. Lawa with them, pas, so like a pun, right, which is less. All right, less. Ya, rabah. The root word is rabah. If you look it up, rabah. Rabah, which means multiply, to increase. lest they multiply. Speaking about the Israelites, lest we multiply. Wahaya, right? That's a preposition. I mean, and haya is a root word. You see it here, down there. Do this. How do I do this? Okay, yeah. I don't know what I clicked, but okay, it's back. Wahaya. So haya means to come to pass, right? And come to pass. Where am I at? Salakia. Wahaya, and come to pass. Kaya, when. You see, there's other meanings for kaya. You hear that in one of the prayers. Kaya. So because that's that or because. All right, not only the prayers, but we covered this word before. Kaya. So that because when. That because when. So right, so the word kaya can be used as that, because, and when. So kaya, fa, quara, nawa. The root word is quara. Says fall out. There we go. Fall out. There falleth out malachma, war or battle, right? War. Wa na sa. The root word is yasa. Wa na sa. On the sa. So the root word is yasa, and it means let me see. That's it. Means to join. Right here, to join oneself to join, to be added to. Or you see here, add. It means to join. Wanasa, gam, also, hawa, they, ow, unto, sha, na, yanawa. From the root word shana. Shana, enemies, enemy, foes. Shana, so like that. Shana yanawa. Wa nalakam. Wa nalakam. The root word is lakam. It means fight, to war. So like that, you see this word? So like Banawa. Banawa against us. Banawa. We want to make sure that that was the right way you say Banawa. Right? Because you might think it'll say Bunwa. I mean, his brothers. No, it's Banawa. Against us. Why love. Right? Preposition and I love. What I love. And it means to what I love. And get them up, right? So to go up. Right, so it'll be used in this manner to be taken away, right? Because it's saying take them out of the land. To be let's see if I see it. I'm trying to see it in the scriptures. So it means in the manner of departing, right? To break away, right? So take them up, wa I love, and so get them up, mun, out of ha-arataza, the land. Right? So come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Right? And that's the same thing Donald Trump is doing. The oppressor and the other nations join together and they deal wisely with so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? They so like let me see if it's the next one. There was something I wanted to point out, Salaki. Right, so I wanted to tie this in with verse 9. That's what I just remember, where it says that the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Right, and that's one thing that the oppressor, right, he will give us Planned Parenthood to destroy ourselves. All right, we're going to also go into that because that's being covered with Moses, which is like the next, I think, down in the same chapter. It goes into Moses, and it goes into how Pharaoh wanted to destroy the men. All right, and there's the same spirit of America. Right, so but even though they give us Planned Parenthood and the CIA put drugs in our communities, right, and we destroy ourselves, we still are more and mightier. They change the laws to hurt us, right? Like in back in the day, you would have brothers and sisters that would get caught with a little bit of weed, but now weed is legal, right? And they created a 3 strikes rule, and that was meant to hurt us, right? They got the man out of the house so women can get assistance, right? They do anything and everything to hurt us. Right, so we're doing verse 10. So like, let me go to verse 10. So in verse 10, when it says, come on, let us deal wisely with them, that's what they call a think tank. A think tank, that's where you know, the people that are in rulership come up with, the Bible calls it crafty counsel. Right, the same thing. Crafty means wisely. I mean, wise. They deal with us wisely, right? They come up with certain ways to destroy and keep us from growing. And even though we're in our captivity, we still multiply because that's what Blacks and Latinos do. You know, we have, you know, my dad comes from a family of 13 boys and girls, right? And so does his father, comes from a big family. Like, we had big families, but in America, they make you believe that your career is more important than having a child and letting that child live. Right? Abortions are a sin. Right? Don't go to an abortion clinic if you become pregnant. If you are having a child with a woman, you got to raise up that child to be mighty. And that's one thing the oppressor knows. He knows that Blacks and Latinos are going to be mighty. Even though we are in the ghettos, we are destroyed, right? We are a mighty people because we have the Spirit of the Lord. But this is the most important part. And it come to pass that when they falleth out any war, so like that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies. And just like the Africans, right? Because the Egyptians are Africans. Just like the Africans, America in the 50s and 60s were afraid that so-called Negroes would join their enemies. And that was through, what's it called? So let me get the name. The communists, right? They were afraid that so-called blacks would join the Communist Party, right? Which would be the Russians and the Chinese, and even till today, they are considered America's #1 enemies. And what's that? The guy from the FBI, Edgar Hoover, right? All the what are they called? The civil rights leaders, right? He did surveillance on them. He how do you say, Salakia? He spied on them because they were so afraid that they would join the communist, party and join America's enemies. right? Edgar Hoover didn't plant cameras in Martin Luther King's hotel room because he loved the oppressor's daughters. That's not the reason why. They were afraid that Martin Luther King would join the communists, right? That's one of the reasons. One of the main reasons, right? So the oppressor is afraid that we might join their enemies and fight against them. Right? So the America considers to deal with so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans exactly how Pharaoh dealt with so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the exact same way. Now, let me see. I'm gonna drop down. Let's see how much time we have. Salakia. Okay, we got 45 minutes, but right. I'm gonna just read these, and then I'm gonna continue with the next verse we're gonna cover. Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, and the reason why I'm gonna read these is because it lets you know that this is the same spirit America has. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And they see so-called blacks and Latinos coming in by the thousands, and we are multiplying. And even though we are afflicted, we have to work all these jobs, we are profiled and hated, right? We still multiply and grow. And it grieves the oppressor. Right? And it says that in the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. All right, and they put us in bondage. So like, where's the one? So like, oh, it was verse 11. That's the one I want. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities. Right, and that's what we did. America ain't nothing without the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We built America up. All the cities that you go and you see skyscrapers and you see the city lights, all the tourist spots that you see, we built those cities up. We built our cities up so much that they started to, what's the word? Salakia. I can't, my mind went blank. Let me look this word up. Salakia. Trying to think about it. Gentrify. There we go. Salakia. They started gentrifying and they take over what we built. Right? And they push us out to the desert. And we're going to continue to build these deserts up. And the oppressor is going to continue to take over what we built and establish. Right? Los Angeles, all these great cities, Chicago, New York, every city you go to, it's great because America, just like how Egypt prospered, America prospers for the same reason because there's Israelites there, right? The reason why America is not like other war-torn countries is because Israelites are here. That's the reason, right? But Salakia, let me go into the next one. Let me turn this over. Let me get the next verse I'm going to cover. Let me just read. This is going into how Pharaoh, right? Because I said Planned Parenthood, right? And that ideology comes from Egypt. Mhm. It is verse 16. Verse 16, kind. All right, so we're gonna do verse 16. I'm just kind of showing you what's going to be covered, right? Is a correlation of Egypt and America. Is the same spirit, the Bible says. Verse 16. Waya Amar, and he said, Ba Yalad Khan. Ba Yalad. Oops, Ba Yalad Khan. When ye do when ye do the office of a midwife, Ath Ha Ha'ai 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 Wath. To the Hebrew woman, Wa Wara Yathan. Ayatan. And see Al upon Ha Abnayam. Abnayam. The stools. Um, if so like a bun, a son, how it, Amathan, Waham, Mathan, then ye shall kill. Athwa, him. Wa'am, but if Bath, a daughter, Aya, so like Aya, it, Aya, it, Wa, Khaya, Wa Khaya. Then she shall live. Then she shall live. So Waya Amar. Man, I forgot to do this on the last one. Waya Amar. And he said, right? And he said, let's repeat the issue. Bayalad Khan. Af Ha the Ibaraya. So Ibaria. Ibaria is a root word. It means Hebrew. Hebrew. And Waf. So Waf is one. You see? Okay, that's one. Okay. So Hebrew one. This is one right there. Wow. That's a root word. So Wa and Ra'ah, Ra'ayathan. So Ra'ah is a root word. So like Ra'ah is the root word, which means to see. Ra'ayathan. Out upon. Let's see, how is the preposition the upon. Bearing stool. Okay. Upon. It was a bearing stool. Abanyam stools. All right. If bun hawa wa mawaf. Yeah. Okay. Afwa ma'am. So like a wa'am. Ba. It shall live. Wa kaya. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this. Wa and kaya shall live. Okay, so again, Salakia. Waya Amar, and he said, Ba is a preposition when la, so like a yalad kan, yalad kan. The root word is yalad, which means child. I mean, so like a to bring forth. All right, and this is to assist or tend as a midwife. Or kala, so like a ba yalad kan, ba yalad kan. Ath again is a direct object maker, speaking about the Hebrew children. Or it's not speaking about no other children other than the Hebrew children. That's a direct object maker of the verb. Ha is the, I bar ya wath. I bar ya wath. Right? The root word is I bar ya, which means Hebrew. Now the wath, when you add the wath, it makes it feminine. So it turns it into speaking about the Hebrew woman. I bar ya wath. The Hebrew women. Right? Wa ra'ah, so like wa ra'aya thun. Wa ra'aya thun. Wa ra'aya thun. Where am I at? Here we go. The root word is ra'ah, which means to see. And see, right? And see upon, ow, upon, ha, abunyum, ha, that means the root word is selected. The root word is abun. So ha abunyum. So they're speaking about the stools. So abun is stool. The yum is a preposition. So like it's a possessive, and it makes it plural. It's like a suffix. It's like adding an s, right? It makes it plural, more than one. Abunyum, the stools. If bun, son, if it's a son, hawa, it, ha, then, right? The wa, then, ham, the root word is mawath. Wa, ha, hamathan. Ha-wa, so like a wa, ha, mathan. So the root word is mawath, which means kill, to kill. So like, right? This is in the Bible. So unalive. Sorry, I'm not sure if I could say that this word, right? But it's to unalive, which is a sin. Athwa, that's a, oh, so let me do it in here. That is a possessive. Possessive to mean him, he or him. Athwa, unalive him. Well, but if Wa is but. If. All right, we have the same word here. If. Bath. Bath means daughter. So bun. So like what was it? Bun is son. Bath is daughter. But if daughter, hawa, it's like a haya, it, wa, kaya, then live, then shall live, right? So kaya is live or life, right? Life or live is kaya. When you add the ha at the end, it turns it into a feminine, right? So it's she, turns it into a feminine. So she. So let's go back to the blue letters. I got 15 minutes. Let me turn this over. Kaya. The word I just got stuck in my head. So we're doing verse 16. Right, again, forward line. So waya amar, two prepositions, the wa and the ya. The wa is and, the ya is he. Amar is said, to speak or utter. Ba yalad kan. So ba is when, yalad is the root word. You see it here, yalad. Let's click on that. Yalad kan. So when you look it up, it means to assist, so like to cause or help to bring forth, to assist or tend as a midwife, right? So ba yalatkan ath, as a object direct object maker. Ha, so like, what was it? Ha ibar wath. Ha ibar, so like a ibar yawath. Ha ibar yawath. So ha is a preposition that means the. Ibarya, Hebrew. The wath is what makes it a woman. Ibarya wath. That's right. You have the root word Ibarya, which is Hebrew. Ibarya wath means Hebrew women. Wa, ra'ai, it's like a wa, ra'aya, wa, it's like ra'ayathan. And see, from the root word ra'ah, and see, ow, upon, ha, abun, yum. So ha preposition that means the, abun, stool. The yum makes it plural, which means stools, abun. So we have a bun here. All right, let's click on that. A bun. So you see bearing stool, midwife stool. Ta abun yawam. If, bun, son. Hawa, it. Wa, ha, mathan. From the root word mawath, which means to unalive. Right here, unalive. I'm not sure if I could say that on YouTube. I don't want to get this channel a strike, right? Because we do the work of the Lord on this channel. So I'm just say unalive, which this word is a sin, right? Then ye shall unalive. Athwa, him, the object, the direct object maker is speaking about the men, the boys, right? The wa is a possessive to mean he or him. Wa'am, Wa is but, is if, bath, daughter, but if a daughter, hi, so like a haya, it, wa, kha, so like a wa khaya, right? From the root word khayaya, khayaya. So ha khaya, right, shall live. So and then, why is then? Chaya shall live. She, because the ha is a possessive. When you add the ha, it makes the word in a feminine form, feminine manner. So wakaya, she shall live. Right, and this is one thing that America, right, pushes on Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why they have Planned Parenthood, and they have Planned Parenthood in the communities of so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But I'm gonna just give you a quick, a quick history about who started Planned Parenthood, and this is a white whore by the name of Margaret Sanger. She is a racist woman, the founder of Planned Parenthood. So like the founder of Planned Parenthood promoting birth control. She introduced a controversial Black Project. That's the name of the project, Black Project, and you could Google this. Wrote in her autobiography, she has an autobiography about speaking to a Ku Klux Klan group, and advocated a eugenic approach to reproduction for the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extinction of defective populations. Because she, America thinks that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are a defective population when they know we are mightier, right? And they use words like that, right, to make us believe that, we are stupid, when in reality, the other nations are stupid. And we come back to our inheritance, right? We are going to be the superior race in any shape or form, right? The Lord's law, statutes, and commandments alone makes us better than any race of people. It says, and this is what she said: those human weeds that threaten the blooming of the best flowers of American civilization. The oppressor thinks that they are a blooming flower when they are truly weeds, and they're going to wither away when Christ comes back. Like the abortion lobby today, Sanger urged Dr. Gamble to seek the help of spiritual leaders to justify her deadly work, right? So she got with a spiritual leaders. You're always going to have so-called leaders of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who are going to sell out, and they do it through religion, right? They don't hold you accountable. If it goes against the Lord, they don't teach you that there's death and destruction coming your way for making an unwise choice. To justify her deadly work, writing, we do not want the word to get out that we want to exterminate the Black population. And the minister is the man who can strain out the idea if it ever occurred to one of its more rebellious members, right? So they use the Christian church, every religion denomination to further destroy Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? And just like how Egypt wanted to get rid of the firstborn, or so like not the firstborn, to get rid of the man in general. Right now, you know, they don't care. They just want to get rid of every Black, Latino, Native American, whether if it's a boy or a girl, right? But this is just like how we read here in Egypt. That's the reason why you got to know your history, which comes out of the Bible. You will know that America is truly your enemy, and you shouldn't be siding with America in any way. You should be against America because America is modern Egypt. Right now, I'm gonna get one more, which is gonna be covered in tomorrow's Sabbath service, which is Exodus, the 2nd chapter, and it is. Let's see, Salakia. You're gonna see how the midwives, right? They didn't want to unalive the children. They were hiding the children. And that's the spirit that the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American woman should have, to not unalive. And so like, let me go back. It says for the fear of the Lord. When you go down here, it says, but the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the man children alive. And that's one thing that so-called Black, Latino, and Native American woman, that you don't fear God. And that's the reason why you go to Planned Parenthood and you think your career is more important, right? Because the king or the leader of America makes you believe that you ain't nothing without your career. When according to the Lord, you got to let them children live. Because that is the next priest and prophet coming out into this world to prophesy against Mount Seir, which is, you know, Esau, the oppressor. And that is another princess coming into the world, right? And the midwives feared God. But so-called Black, Latino, Native American women don't fear God at all today. And you must turn to the Lord if you don't want to suffer the plagues of America. All right, now we're going to continue, get the next one, which goes into Salakia. Let me see. Come on, we're going to do verse, Salakia. Salakia, let me see something real quick. I might just end the class. Salakia, we're already at that time. But yeah, Khan Salakia, I'm gonna end the class with that. The water for tuning in. I'm gonna get these announcements, security announcements. I'm gonna end the class with that. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry, tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10 means 10. In the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of Purim. Let me get the date or dates for the Feast of Purim. So let me get this calendar. So the Feast of Purim is in March, the 13th and the 14th. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pant, headband, war scarf. With that, the water for tuning in. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatam, Yahweh Shema, Latam Bashem Yahweh. Class dismissed. Shalom. Shalom, I don't want. Shalom, sir. You got raised up before me. Officer Paratas at the water for tuning in. Shalom, Yeshua Barakatah.